Hello, I'm Bruce McGowan, and I'm here with Chris Smith, and we are wanting to talk about gospel appointments, or some would call them connection meetings on campuses. It seems as if a lot of our campuses are doing that, and maybe if we want to talk about how to start those and what's happened at Sam Houston State. So, Chris, kind of give an introduction about yourself, and then share with us about what's happened with gospel appointments or connections meetings there at Sam Houston State.
Okay. Well, like I said, Bruce, I'm Chris. I've been to Sam Houston Director for about 2 months now. I was at UTEP for about 10 years as a BSM Director there. And so we really learned what a gospel appointment was on a mission trip. We took a mission trip to San Diego and happened to work at San Diego State with Paul Wooster. And unintentionally, we were doing gospel points with him. I didn't even really know before it became popular, I guess, in some ways. And so that began to kind of lay the groundwork for us to come back, bring it to our campus. What I understand a gospel appointment is just an intentional connection point that I make with a student. And we typically do it through either freshman orientations, tabling, or just doing surveys on campus. And what we've seen is it's really a great way to connect with someone with an intentional means of saying, continuing to share the gospel. It lets them be a non-threatening way to say, hey, would you like to hear more about either the ministry itself or about the gospel? And it gives us a kind of open door to set up a meeting later in the future for us to sit down, have coffee, or get at lunch or something like that together. So we've seen a lot of things happen with that. Actually, in the first week of school, really, we had a lot of connection cards from the summer freshman orientations that we gathered together, and I challenged our students. So let's just start calling them. Let's just start calling them and see if we can get some gospel appointments set up. And so we sat with the leadership team and really just started texting all these students that we had contacts with, and really the students are actually surprised. They've done them before, I guess in some ways, but they're surprised that students started texting them back and said, I'd love to get lunch. I'd love to have coffee with you and hear more about those things. And so that following week, first week of school, our students began sitting down, and we had, I think it was 35 the first week that we had the first shot of having several meeting students connected with them. And so we really saw a lot of fruit from that as well. It was pretty cool to watch the students get excited about it because people were responding back to them and then come back and report. And I got to share the gospel. I got to meet a friend, got to find out where they're at, where they're coming from. And some of the results that we've seen really was, man, we saw a lot of really just a very plain way to share the gospel. I've seen some salvations with that. We've also seen just an easy way to get more exposure to students about what our ministry looks like and get them kind of a hands-on, here's a personal way of saying, here's what we do at the BSM. And then the last rule is retention. We've retained a lot of students. We almost doubled our meeting just from that reality of connecting with students who just had a personal touch with them, loving on them, just saying, hey, I'm interested in you, getting to know you better, finding out where you are spiritually, and answering the questions they have, and really say, hey, we'd love to have you join us in a meeting at some point in time, and in a Bible study or something like that. And so it's really gained a lot of excitement. We're still doing that. We're probably up to, I think the last number we had yesterday was about 90 gospel appointments scheduled in about the first month and a half of school, which is pretty awesome. We're waiting to see the results from that, the students, leaders. What we do with training-wise, what we've done is we just basically sit them down and model with them what it looks like. Here's what I would do in a gospel appointment. Here's the questions I would ask, and then show them, let them see that, go do one with them and let them see us do that, and then shadow them in one, and then release them to go do their own. And so we've seen a lot of fruit and a lot of confidence because it's not hard. And they've initially, I think, were a little intimidated, but once they've seen it done before them, they really got excited about it. So I can do this. And now we just get the information in, send out a group text to our student leaders and say, hey, I got 2 or 3 girls that need to be followed up with. And who wants to volunteer to meet with these girls or these guys? And so students will volunteer. I'll take 1, I'll take 2, and get them covered pretty quickly. And they spend a lot of time in their free time connected with other students. So it's really been a great blessing to what we've seen here at Sam Houston already.
So what materials are you using, Chris? And how would somebody get a hold of those kind of resources that you have available to assist with? Are there cards? Are there sign-up cards? Or are there something?
So what we've done is we've created a sign-up card, but really it's a lot like what Paul Wooster did. You can go to gospelappointments.com.
Okay.
A lot of good stuff on there. that can how to train someone, how to ask the questions right, how to run a meeting, all the real. I believe in don't reinventing the wheel in a lot of ways, and so he's done a great job with that. And so we just kind of go back, connect to that, put up a PDF of how to do one on our group chat with our students so they can see it and have ready accessibility to it. And then say, all right, y'all look it up, have any questions, let's just go through it with that. And so, and then we print up the cards for them. So we have connections cards that we use. And we're asking basic information from students. We're asking them, their name, their major, what year they're in school, are they on and off campus? And then finally, the last two questions we ask them, are you interested in hearing more about the BSM? And are you interested more about hearing how to have a relationship with Christ? And so if they check one of those two boxes, we immediately put them in for a gospel appointment stack and say we'd love to follow up with them and talk with them. And so real simple stuff, not real hard at all.
Uh-huh. So would you be open if somebody had a question for them to contact you?
For sure. You can contact me by my cell call the BSM. It's 915-238-8511, or you can also just email me at bearcatbsm@gmail.com, and they can check that out. And it's cat with a K. And so just email me and ask me more questions. But what I've seen, Bruce, and this has been great, is it's automatically just put enthusiasm to talk with people. And when people feel that you're willing to go enough links to meet me personally and connect with me, then you see that bridge built up automatically, and they see that compassion for them, the love for them, going the extra mile, and they want to respond back. They want to connect with you later down the road, and they see them in what you're doing in the future. So it's highly personal, and it's fairly simple. For sure. And once you get it down, you're not scared at all. It's not intimidating at all. Once you just have a reason why you're doing it, and they know why you're there to meet. You're not trying to beat around the bush to make things up. You're directly saying, hey, you checked off. You want to hear more about the gospel. Can I share with you my story? Let me hear your story, And then you want to hear more about the BSM. Well, here's some things that we have, and we bring a card with the schedule that we have and the things that we can see and show them. Chris, do you feel like any of the students have felt that have been talked to have felt pressured? No, I don't think so at all. I think so really in the responses they've also, I love to meet up. And once they've gotten there, immediately they're hitting it off. We had a lot of freshmen come in and say, I just really got to know them well, and came in to come to meet the director, come meet me sometimes. They come to a meeting, here's the BSM, and they're introducing to other students they meet from the ministry itself. And so it's been a real smooth transition. I don't think anyone's felt pressured at all, because they, in some ways, and you can figure that out real quick in a meeting if they feel like I'm uncomfortable with this, and you're just trying to get to know them, and I think that's been really a pleasant surprise for the students who are doing that. They don't feel like they're shoving anything down someone's throat, that they're actually wanting to hear what they've got to say, and excited about hearing that. So, well, we'll continue to pray for the BSM at Sam Houston and continued gospel appointments, and look forward to seeing that happening on other campuses around the state. Thanks, Chris. Amen. Thank you, Bruce.